What's up guys, I'm Anish from FTC Team 24108 Baltic, and in this video, I'll walk you through how to set up GitHub and use it if you're new to FTC. But before we begin, we'll need a few things installed. Firstly, Git, which is basically the software that GitHub uses to actually track your code, save it, and let you go to earlier versions. So we can install it by going to this website and clicking the appropriate links for your operating system. Next, we'll need Java, which is the language that most teams use. And you'll also need Android Studio, which is a recommended IDE for FTC. And of course, you'll also need a GitHub account, and we recommend that your entire team uses the same account for simplicity. And once you have all these things, we can finally begin setting it up. And we'll provide the links to download all these in the description below. Now once you're ready, you can start by looking up FTC Robot Controller, and then clicking this repository. Now if you don't know, a repository is basically a folder that Git stores your code into. And this FTC Robot Controller repository is one that first updates themselves every season, so that the newest versions of every dependency are there. Now one of these dependencies are the FTC SDK, and that's the toolkit that lets you write and compile FTC specific code, like for motors and servos. And that along with other dependencies are updated every season. So once you're here, you'll want to click code, then copy this link. Now this is basically the link to this repository, so we'll need to use it to clone it, so that the changes we make go to our own repository and not this one. So once you have that link, you'll want to go to Android Studio, open any project, click these 4 lines, New, Project from Version Control, and paste it here. Now this is the folder that it gets saved into, and this is what your repository will be called. So call it whatever you want, and once you're happy with it, click Clone. Then click this window, Trust Project, and the Gradle will begin to sync. The Gradle is basically a tool that automatically downloads the dependencies that we want. So, for example, like the FTC SDK, that's one of the dependencies that it downloads. And it's really useful because it downloads the specific version that we ask for. So no matter who runs it, it always works. So for example, if we go to the Gradle and look here, how it works is it looks into these repositories that we give it. And then it looks for these specific versions of these libraries, and then it downloads them automatically. And this is really useful because I'm sure you've heard how developers complain that their code works on their device, but not on anyone else's. So Gradle helps prevent that. So once the Gradle has been synced, you should be good with those libraries, and you can add code in this team code subfolder. So once you're done adding whatever code you want, you'll want to push those changes to the main repository. So to do that, click this commit tab on the left, select whatever files you want to push, make a commit message, then click commit and push, commit anyway and push, and push. Now if it asks you to log into GitHub, just click this blue button, click authorize, and you should be good if you're already logged in on a different tab. Now, if your teammates want to pull the repository onto their own device, you'll need to follow another step anytime you make a new repository. Because if we go to GitHub and log in and click your profile picture and go to repositories, the repository isn't there. So in order to put it onto your account, you'll need to do this process. So click these 4 lines, go to Git, GitHub, then Share Project on GitHub. Then click Share Anywhere, and share. Now that that's done, let's go check. And yeah, it's there. So now let's walk through how your teammates can get it onto their own device. So once again, you'll want to click your profile picture in the top right, go to repositories, and it should be the first link there if you followed that step. So click it. Once again, click code, copy the link, and go back to Android Studio. But this time, you'll want to close the project, click these 3 dots, click Get from Version Control, and paste it here. And once again, this is what it will be called. This is where it gets stored, so edit that as you see fit, and then click Clone. Then click Trust Project, and wait for the Gradle to sync. And now that the Gradle downloaded all the libraries, let's check if the file we made is there. And yeah, it's there. So we're good. Now, Anytime your teammates make any change to the code and push it to the main repository, you'll want to pull it to your own device so that you're editing the most recent version, right? So in order to do that, you'll want to click these 4 lines, go to Git, Pull, then click Pull. We recommend that you do this anytime you start coding so that you avoid any merge conflicts. And something else we really recommend is that you communicate with your team on what files you're editing so that you're not editing the same file at the same time. Because pushing that and then dealing with the merge conflict can be really painful. So yeah, that's it. And I hope this video was really helpful, and thank you for watching. And please leave any comments below if you have any questions.